Ang maganda kasi, kapag ka pina-prioritize mo yung mahalin yung asawa mo at ganun din siya sa'yo, nagpapagalingan kayong magmahalan. Ako as a wife, I believe that my role is to submit to Bryce in every decision making, di ba? Whether big or small. But that doesn't mean na hindi na ako magpo-provide ng suggestion. And ako, I have to remind myself that I'm a wife first before I'm a mother. Madaling makalimutan yung responsibilidad sa asawa pag nagkakaanak na eh.
Hello, Clingers! Omni and Bryce here.
Let's talk about marriage and relationships, parenting, and anything that every family can enjoy listening to.
Well, hindi lang basta mag-enjoy, but our hope is that you will also learn from us and with us. So for now, let's dive into the episode. Hello, Clingers!
It's nice to have you back here and salamat sa mga nakapakinig ng first episode namin or first episodes kasi 2 parts yun di ba?
Oo nga.
In those episodes, we actually talked about our life update, what happened to us the last 5 months.
6 months actually.
6 months na.
Yes, sobrang ang dami natin natutunan about that experience, no?
Yes, sobra. Pero actually, there's one thing that stood out among all the learnings. And that is to always go back to your priorities as a family, as husband and wife, diba, before making any decisions. And what are those priorities nga ulit, Daddy?
Ay, alam na alam ko yan, mahal, kahit hindi ko na-practice yan nung mga nakaraang buwan.
Buti na lang God allows U-turns.
Oo nga, no? For the past 13 years, pag sinabing priorities, ito lagi yung priority natin, di ba?
Yeah.
Number 1 is God, second, spouse, third,
Children.
kids or children.
Yeah.
And last but not the least,
Others.
others.
Kung hihimayin ko pa yan, yung others na yan.
Marami yan.
Work, hobbies.
Yes.
Diba? If you have ministries, doon papasok yun.
And of course, our extended loved ones or extended families or yung mga relatives natin. Yan yung mga in-laws, mga kamag-anak. Yan sila papasok.
Kaming mag-asawa, when we have decisions to make, big or small decisions, we always go back to that hierarchy of priorities.
Yes. Halimbawa, may mga dumating na opportunities. Let's say, for example, ito talaga naalala ko to hanggang ngayon eh. Isa sa mga favorite experiences ko natin. When we were new pa sa vlogging, or relatively new, mga 2 years pa lang siguro. And for us, yung opportunities na ganito, sobrang big shot na to for us. We were invited to go to Boracay for free.
Yes, all
Hotel,
expense paid.
Accommodation. At hindi lang basta-basta hotel, guys, ha? Doon lang naman sa Shangri-La Hotel.
Yes, in Boracay.
All
Grabe.
expense paid yun. Tapos 5 days ata. Tapos, dahil pandemic yon, ang nangyari, una, we should go as a family. Pero syempre nga, ang daming restrictions that time, di ba? Pabago-bago, may mga bagong rules na lumalabas.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, kami na lang doon ni mami yung pupunta.
For safety reasons.
Yes. Back then, may mga bata.
Not only that, we actually have this kind of tradition.
Oh yeah, and culture. Part ng culture namin.
At that time kasi hindi pa kami nakapunta ng Boracay.
Yes.
So parang whenever we visit a new place,
kailangan,
we should go there as a family.
Dapat kompleto kami. We had to say no to the opportunity. It's work actually for us. It's work. And mas importante sa amin yung mga anak namin.
Yes.
Especially that time na maliliit pa sila. Iba na yung scenario ngayon, pero still, our priorities are the same. So, ginawa namin yun. We said no to that. Kahit na medyo nahirapan kami, medyo nakakahiya. Pero you know what? God honored our decision. Months after that, same company, same PR, offered us
a new opportunity. A bigger one, actually.
A bigger project.
Yes.
Na hindi ko maalala kung ano mahal, pero
ako
I remember, paid yun ng cash. Tama, di ba? Oh, yeah. One of our biggest projects. Yes. So, you know, when you follow yung priorities na yun, God honors it
Balikan natin muna, Daddy. Isa-isahin natin yan. Parang when you're talking about those priorities.
Since na-mention ko na yung God.
Yeah, since na-mention mo na yung God, what does it mean to really prioritize God in your life?
Ayun. Ang gandang tanong nga. Next question, please. Okay. What does it mean to really prioritize God in your life? Sa lahat ng decisions you think about, is God gonna be honored when I do this? Is God gonna be pleased kapag ito yung ginawa ko? Ma-happy ba si God sa ganito? And how do we know kung ma-happy si God? Siyempre, by having a relationship with Him.
Right.
No? And since we have a relationship with God, siyempre, constant yung communication. Every day, you don't miss out on talking to God, on meditating on His words.
It becomes a way of life.
Yes,
actually.
It becomes a way of life. Everything that you do suddenly becomes worship, a form of worship.
Yes.
Some people mistaken it na parang pag may relationship kay Lord, kailangan nakaluhod ka palagi.
Hindi siya
kailangan
ganun
nakataas lagi yung kamay mo. Kailangan dala mo yung Bible mo and you're flexing it to people.
Yeah.
But I realized, you know what? In 19 years of being in relationship with God. Oh, in fairness, 19 years na tayo, Lord, ha? Yeah. When I say being in relationship with God, I declare Jesus as my personal Lord and Savior. I accepted Him, and that happened actually when I was 19 years old. And I'm like,
Kala ko 18.
no, I was 18. So 20 years na pala kami ni Lord.
Oh.
Oh nga no. So, that's what I've learned in the past 20 years of being in a relationship with God, na a relationship with God is a lifestyle.
Actually, Dad, ako, parang having a relationship with God is really about how you treat Him on a personal level. Kasi dati, madasalin naman na ako eh. Alam ko na si God, sovereign siya. Alam ko na meron tayong Diyos na lumikha ng lahat, and lahat ng gusto kong ipag-pray, alam kong kaya niyang ibigay. So dati, yung klase ng relationship na meron ako kay God, o yung klase ng pagtanaw ko sa Diyos is like, parang siyang genie. Yeah, magdadasal ka naman araw-araw, gabi-gabi, pero alam mo yung parang routinary lang siya. May mga memorized prayers. Basta, ini-recite ko yon from top to bottom, from start to finish. Ayos na ako, pwede na ako matulog. That's it.
Oo.
Mabuting ano na ako nun.
Nga siya.
At saka mabuting tao na ako nun kapag nagdadasal ako gabi-gabi ng mga memorized prayers. Pero, I only talk to God na talagang alam kong galing sa puso ko kapag meron akong challenge, tas meron akong gustong makuha, meron akong gustong hilingin. Halimbawa, nung estudyante ako, merong mahirap na test or merong isang subject na talagang napakahirap ipasa, dun lang, Lord, sana makapasa ako sa ganito, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. But now, I realized, ever since I had a personal relationship with God, I declared Him as my personal Lord and Savior in 2008, nag-iba. As in, I treat God like He is my Father, like He is my friend. Hindi pong, kung paano ka makipag-usap sa tropa mo.
Ganun tayo eh.
Ganon.
Minsan, God relates to us
In different ways.
Naalala ko tong movie na The Shack.
The Shack.
The Shack, di ba?
Oo, yes.
It became controversial kasi yung God doon, babae.
Yeah, noong una.
Noong una.
Nagpakilala siya as a mother.
So, some people say, medyo blasphemous yung movie. But ako really, I appreciated it kasi yung character doon pala had a bad relationship with his dad. So, dahil masama yung relationship niya with his dad,
Earthly father.
yung
Yeah.
earthly father niya, si God would have a hard time connecting with him or relating with him
As a man.
as a dad. So, ang ginawa doon sa portrayal ng character ni God doon sa movie,
At first, he appeared as a mother.
as a mom. Tapos, nung nag-forgive na si Guy, yung character,
Sa daddy
biglang
niya.
nag-change yung image ni God into a man.
Yeah.
Kasi that time, kaya nang tanggapin ng heart ng Guy na yung nag-relate sa kanyang God is the God who is
A
his father.
Yes.
Ang galing nun. Sobrang panalo
Sobrang
yung
panalo
illustration na
yun.
yun. God relates to us depending on our needs, no? Kung ano yung mga wounds na pwedeng ma-heal sa atin, yung mga challenges na pagdaanan natin in the past, He finds ways to relate to us.
Yes, exactly. Reading the Bible is also very helpful.
Yes. Kasi
Yeah.
some people, they ask, how does God talk to us ba?
Well, actually, He communicates to us in different ways. That's what happens kasi when you build a relationship with a person.
Yeah.
Naalala mo yung kapag halimbawa tayong dalawa, di ba? Minsan magkatinginan lang tayo, nagkakaintindihan na tayo.
Parang ganito.
Mga ganyan, di ba? Minsan,
Alam ko yung nagsasabihin mo.
yun, mga ganon, di ba? So, even sa mga kaibigan mo na talagang close kayo, di ba? Parang magkaganunan lang kayo, gets nyo na ano ibig sabihin ng isa't isa.
But that is because prior to that moment, marami na kayo pag-usapan.
Yes.
Marami na kilala yung
Oo.
isa't isa.
And one good way to build the relationship with God is to start reading His Word.
Yes.
Through
kasi
the
doon
Bible.
talaga doon nakasulat yung mga, paano mo nalaman na please si God sa ginagawa mo?
Yes.
Paano mo mag-engage kung happy ba si Lord doon sa mga pipiliin mo decision sa buhay?
Yeah.
You read the Word.
Another thing is to surround yourself with people who also have relationship with God. So that's what worked for us. Kasi it is important also kasi to have people around you who share the same faith to help you process information or to help you in your journey.
Ang tanong ko sa'yo, Mami, ngayon is, bakit kailangan si God yung priority?
Good question. Keep it up.
Bakit siya yung kailangan nasa top?
Para sa akin, everything boils down to it. And everything that I have came from Him. I really believe kasi that my purpose is to glorify God and honor Him in everything that I do. So if my purpose is to glorify Him and honor Him, kailangan syempre isisik ko lagi yung approval niya or isisik ko lagi na i-please ko siya sa lahat ng gagawin ko. Kasi yun yung purpose ko eh. How about you?
I believe that God is the creator of everything, diba? And He is my creator, my personal creator. He created me. So, everything that I need to do in life, the way I should navigate life, the way I make decisions, kailangan I go back, I consult the creator. Kasi He knows me well. He knows everything about me. He knows what's the best for me. And I think yun. Kaya si God yung priority. Ang maganda naman, when you put God as your priority in life, para ka may compass talaga eh.
Yeah.
Like ka may babalikan when you feel like, minsan, diba, dumating sa point na,
ang daming variables.
Daming variables, variable lang. Pag variables, Ako si Varia lang yun. Ang daming variables di ba? Kahit na opportunities, kahit magandang opportunities, minsan pare-parehas maganda. Hindi mo alam kung ano unahin mo, di ba? What more kung may pangit na mga pangyayari. Hindi mo alam kung paano ka mag-decide, anong gagawin mo sa buhay. You go back to your compass. You go back to God.
Yeah. Alam mo, Daddy, ito nga sobrang timely na pinag-uusapan natin to. Kasi just recently, we realized medyo sumablay tayo ng konti doon. During the time of grief, overly emotional kami. So we decided on things na hindi namin pinagdadasal muna. It was such a big decision. Hindi namin masyadong pinagdasal yon. We just felt right about it. Yeah, iba yung you felt right, iba yung sure ka na tama yon kasi alam mong pinagdasal mo Hindi naman din namin sinasabing masama yung nangyari.
Or mali talaga siya completely.
Na mali talaga siya completely. Hindi lang tama yung naging proseso namin kasi hindi namin na-seek si God kung paano ba dapat. Because we did not seek God before making that huge step of moving to Bataan, nagkagulo-gulo. Diba? Ang daming mga conflict. Siguro, kung will man ni Lord nung time na yon na umuwi kami ng Bataan, kung sinik namin siya prayerfully, baka nabawasan sana yung mga pangit na pangyayari. Or kung may pangit man na pangyayari, baka mas na-handle namin ng maayos.
Right. Isa sa mga maganda talagang reason kung bakit natin kailangan i-prioritize si God, yung relationship natin kasi parang triangle Ito naman as a couple, di ba? Parang triangle talaga. Love triangle. And ako ito si God. The more na lumalapit tayo kay God, ganito mo kami mo. The more na lumalapit tayo kay God, ano nangyari sa ating dalawa?
Kumakito tayong dalawa.
Oo. The more na lumalapit tayo kay God, ano nangyari? Mas naging close din tayo sa isa't isa. Lumalayo lang yung mic.
Oo.
Diba?
Yeah, the more na lumalapit tayo kay God, the more na mas nagiging closer tayo sa isa't isa.
Saka, let's admit it. Mahirap na ang buhay as it is. It's really challenging.
Yeah.
Diba? Life is challenging already. And if wala kang didependahan na mas malakas sa'yo, di ba? Sabi nga,
ang bigat ng buhay pag ganun.
hirap,
Actually, na-compare ko kasi dati, di ba, yung relationship ko nga kay God is very need-based. Na parang kung kailan ko lang kailangan ng tulong, doon ko lang siya naaalala na magdasal.
Yes.
Most of the time, I feel like I can do all things on my own. I can do all things through my strength alone.
Yes. Totoo yan.
Diba? Parang feeling ko noon, sobrang resourceful ko, sobrang kaya kong gawa ng paraan lahat, lalo sa buhay ko, di ba? Parang pag may maling pangyayari, feeling ko kaya kong solusyonan yan on my own without anyone's help. Kasi nasanay akong ganun. Pinalaki akong ganun na parang kailangan maging independent ako, kailangan maging resourceful ako. Pero aaminin ko din, at some point talagang mabigat. Until I met Christ. And ever since I had a relationship with Christ, ganun pa din, di ba? Independent ka pa din, resourceful ka pa din, pero pagka medyo humihirap yung sitwasyon, this time I don't need to carry the burden alone.
Right.
And actually, the burden is no longer on me. I just surrender it to God. And then, most of the time, bahala na siya. I just,
God doesn't promise that life will be easy, di ba?
Yeah,
but He promised that
His burden is light.
Yes, and that He will be there. He will never leave us nor forsake us.
Yeah, that's the difference.
If you know that God is your priority, madali nang isunod yung mga iba
Yeah,
diba? And
exactly.
then papasok yung second priority natin, which is our
isa't isa.
Kala ko spouse.
Spouse nga.
Isa't isa ba Tagalog ng spouse? Diba? Ang priority natin next will be our spouse. So, anong ibig sabihin, Mami, kapag sinabing priority mo ang spouse mo?
I make sure that as a wife, lagi akong nandyan para sa'yo. Lagi akong attentive sa mga pangangailangan mo.
Hindi ba dapat, sabi nila, unahin mo daw sarili mo para ma-serve mo din yung ibang tao?
Sa isang banda, medyo conflicting kasi yan no? Yun kasi yung tinuturo ng mundo. Para sa akin yun kasi yung naririnig ko na lagi sinasabi na parang you have to prioritize yourself. Self-love muna. Kasi hindi mo ka makakayang magmahal ng iba kung hindi mo daw mamahalin muna yung sarili mo. In essence, that's true. Diba?
May katotohanan siya.
May katotohanan din siya. Kasi at the end of the day, kailangan mo din naman talagang matutunang mahalin at respetuhin ang sarili mo.
Pero actually, siguro i-share ko na agad ngayon pa lang. I-correct na natin yan. Actually, hindi yung self-love Kaya nga number 1 si God. Para ikaw pa lang, tsaka si God, okay na, buo ka na, puno ka na. Yung ibibigay mo sa spouse mo, overflow na lang.
Yeah.
Yung pag-prioritize mo sa spouse mo, effortless. Kasi hindi mo na kailangan intindihin sa sarili mo kasi alam mo na God is taking care of you.
Yeah,
God
actually,
is taking care of your needs.
Yeah, sa perspective lang kasi natin, bilang Kristiyano, diba, tama yung sinabi mo na kung mamahalin ko si Lord, kung siya yung magiging priority ko, secure ako sa pagmamahal niya. And therefore, dahil secure ako sa pagmamahal niya, meron akong capacity to love you as my husband.
Yes.
Without feeling that hindi ako nagsiself-love. Sa totoo lang, love, tingin tingin ko lang naman to. Siguro kung single ka, pwede siguro yon na talagang unahin mo yung sarili mo, 'di ba? Make sure that minamahal mo yung sarili mo ng tamang paraan. Para sa akin, 'di ba, kung single ako, minamahal ko yung sarili ko sa tamang paraan. Pinaprioritize ko yung kaligayahan ko, and for me that is being secure by the love of God to me. 'Di ba, tama ba yung grammar ko? Basta yun, parang ang pamamaraan ng self-love na magagawa ko para sa sarili ko, para sure ako na full yung love tank ko, is magkaroon ako ng relationship kay God. Kasi kapag puno ako ng pagmamahal ng Panginoon, I will never feel unloved. And you will overflow of love.
Yes,
Diba?
exactly.
And I will not long for someone else's love to fill my love tank. Pero because I am now married, my top priority pa rin, of course, is to make sure that my relationship with God is intact. And then, bilang wife, I need to be attentive to my role sa'yo, na mahalin ka.
I just realized, mahal, ngayon, ang ganda pala nun, no? Kung yung mag-asawa, parehas ng conviction when it comes to priorities. Imagine mo,
Exactly.
parehas tayo, priority natin si God. The more tayo malapit kay God, the more tayo malapit sa isa't isa.
Yes.
Second priority natin is our spouse. Ang ganda nito kasi pinaprioritize kita.
Pinaprioritize
mo
kita.
ako.
Kaya nga, so parang we feel each other's love tank. Therefore, both of us feel loved. Although may mga times naman talaga na mag-fail din ako, bilang wife, may mga times na talagang makakalimutan ko na unahin ka. Pero if I have that mindset, I can always go back to that. 'Di ba? Na parang, oo nga, parang bilang wife, I need to make sure that my husband is filled with love. Kasi ako, bilang asawang babae, ayoko naman, dad, na sa iba mo kunin yung love na yon.
Oo naman.
Ayoko naman na dahil hindi ko nagagawa yung pagbuhos sa'yo ng pagmamahal na nakarapat para sa'yo bilang asawa ko. Makuha mo yung validation and yung pag-fill ng love bucket mo na yon sa ibang tao o sa ibang bagay.
And I think that goes both ways, mahal. Sa akin din, I wouldn't want na sa kanila mo kukunin or sa kanila ka magpapapuno ng love tank, di ba?
Or sa mga binibili kong gamit,
Or
di ba?
sa bag, di ba? I don't want that.
Actually, that's partly true. Kasi
Oo
minsan
nga,
kapag ka
no?
naiinis ako sa'yo, parang gusto kong gumastos.
So when you say pala,
Kasi para ma-feel ko na parang, alam mo yon, may magpuno ng ng love tank ko. Di ba?
ang galing din, no?
Since we're on the topic, di ba?
Ang ganda ng pala na parang, kasi di ba, meron ito sa Bible. I mean, yung relationship ng mag-spouse. Pero, yung reward niya pala, ang ganda kasi nagiging give and take, nagiging exchange ng love and
Yes.
service and everything.
Ang maganda kasi, kapag ka pinaprioritize mo yung mahalin yung asawa mo at ganun din siya sa'yo, nagpapagalingan kayong magmahalan. Parang halimbawa, pag may conflict, pagalingan mag-sorry, paunahan mag-sorry, ganun siya eh. Kapag ka kasi pinaprioritize mo talaga yung asawa mo, it doesn't matter already, lalo na kapag ka may conflict, it doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong.
Yes.
What matters is, how are you going to save the relationship or how are you going to make the relationship better? So, paunahan mag-sorry, pagalingan bumawi.
Mhm.
'Di ba? And even sa pagmamahal, pagalingan magpakita ng pagmamahal sa isa't isa.
That's right.
'Di ba? And yun nga, ito, buti na punta tayo sa topic na yan, Dad. Sa Ephesians 5 sa Bible, Ephesians 5, before verse 21, merong title yun, love ko, Instructions for Christian Households. And the title Instructions. So meaning, gusto ni God na ito yung gawin natin. Kasi instructions siya. Sabi dito, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Wives. Inuna niya talaga ang wives, 'di ba? Wives, 'di ba? Verse 22 to. Submit yourselves to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church, his body, of which he is the Savior. Verse 24, now as the church submits to Christ, also so wives should submit to their husbands in everything.
In everything.
In everything. Yes. Verse 25 naman tayo.
Ito naman, may kapalit naman siya, guys. Kasi pag na-mention sa mga talks, sabi ng mga husbands, see, dapat nakikinig kayo sa aming mga husbands. Husbands, mga pare ko, may kapalit.
Yan.
Ito,
May
basahin
kapalit.
natin.
Actually, mas malaki yung kapalit.
Mas matindi ang responsibilidad natin. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Kaya ba natin i-give up ang ating buhay?
Kaya mo
para sa
ba?
ating asawa? To make her holy, cleansing her by the washing with water through the word, and to present her to himself as a radiant church without stain or wrinkle or any other blemish, but holy and blameless. In this same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself.
After
all, no one ever hated their own body, but they feed and care for their body, just as Christ does the church. For we are members of his body.
So, yun.
So ito yun. Dito nagagaling yung
We have to prioritize our spouse next to God.
So, self-love talaga, na tinutukoy sa Bible, is about loving others as you love
yourself. Yeah, and especially in the context of marriage kasi ito very specific na instructions to us as husband and wife.
Yes.
Diba? Na parang ako, my role is to submit to you. Ito lang speaking also as a woman. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na pag nagsasubmit ka sa asawa mo, hindi ka na magsasalita. Hindi naman ibig sabihin nun na wala ka na rin karapatang mag-suggest.
Tama siguro natin yung mahal.
Oo. Ngayon pa lang, i-ano na natin, i-put into context natin. Oo, ako as a wife, I believe that my role is to submit to Bryce in every decision making, 'di ba, whether big or small. But that doesn't mean na hindi na ako magpo-provide ng suggestions.
Yes. And ako naman, as a husband, I really make sure I make an effort for her to be heard. Kasi importante ng boses niya.
Dati, I really have a hard time about submission, about the idea of submission. Kasi nga, nasanay ako na for 23 years, I'm independent. I make decisions for myself and sometimes, I even call the shots.
Ano kasi siya, strong independent woman. Kung meron ganun siya yun.
I even used to call the shots when it comes to, halimbawa, di ba na nakatira ako sa household nila lola, yung ganyan. So, minsan talaga, mas ramdam ko na may boses talaga ako. So, hindi ko naramdaman ever that I need to submit to anyone except when I got married. Siyempre, winelcome ko naman yung idea na magsasubmit ako sa asawa ko. However, it was easier said than done. Kasi nga nasanay nga ako making decisions for myself. Pero ito naman yun, guys. Nung natutunan ko to na sumunod dito sa sinasabi ng Bible na mag-submit sa asawa ko in everything, mas naging magaang for me. You know why? I tell him my thoughts. I tell him pros and cons based on how I studied it or how I understand whatever decision we need to make. Pagka nagdesisyon na siya, magsasubmit ako sa kanya, sagot ako ni God. Pag nagkamali siya, sagot ako ni God. Ipoprotect niya ako, ipoprotect niya yung pamilya namin. Pero alam nyo guys, madalas tama siya. Hindi ko alam paano nangyayari yun. Hindi ko alam talaga. Alam niyo,
I can take pride on it kasi alam ko din naman, nag-grace lang din siya ni Lord talaga. I believe that's what you call yung anointing ng leadership, di ba?
Yeah,
Mas lalaki talaga yung leadership.
Ako nakita ko yan, love. Kasi sa umpisa mahirap tanggapin yan lalo sa mga babae Pero nakita ko kasi first hand. We've been married for almost 14 years now. Lagi akong nag-i-insist na kailangan ganito yung mangyari.
Part na ng system ng katawan niya. Yung siya yung mag-decide, siya yung masusunod. So minsan, hindi niya maiwasan na medyo to come up strong.
Yes.
Pero ako naman, I understand kasi I get kung saan siya nanggagaling.
Hindi ko sinasadya, ganun lang talaga ako, guys. Pero, syempre, yung asawa ko, talagang ramdam na ramdam niya yung pagka-strong personality ko. Pero yun nga, parang the moment I entrusted everything to God, na parang, Lord, hindi ko alam saan nanggagaling yung logic nung iniisip niya. Hindi ko alam bakit ganun yung desisyon niya or bakit ganun yung gusto niyang gawin. Hindi ko alam saan niya hinugot yun. Pero God, sabi mo, mag-submit ako. So, magsasubmit ako sa Kanya. Kung ano man mangyari, Lord, bahala ka na sa akin, bahala ka na sa pamilya namin. Alam nyo, nagugulat na lang ako kasi yung mga naiisip niya, yun yung tamang gawin.
Ako naman, for some reason, paano ko naisip yun? may ganun talaga.
So, talagang totoo na parang God never made a mistake when He said His word, na talagang ganito yung instructions niya. If you want to live in a household na talagang sumusunod kay God, ito talaga siya. And God never failed me when I submitted to this commandment. And even right now, kahit may mga, very few, in 14 years siguro isa, yung talagang masasabi kong maling-mali, feeling ko talaga hindi niya dapat ginawa. Pero even dun sa desisyon na yun, na ginawa niya pa rin kahit feeling kong mali, kahit against ako, pinrotect kami ng Panginoon.
Yes, naging maganda pa rin yung outcome.
Naging maganda pa rin.
While listening, mahal, sa conversation natin, just mga sinasabi mo, I realize to prioritize your spouse kung ikaw ay babae means to submit to your spouse.
At kung ikaw naman ay lalaki.
Kung ikaw ay lalaki, to love your spouse just how Christ loved the church.
And as much as you love yourself.
Matindi yun, guys. Mahirap yun, ha? Pero,
kaya mo yan.
You say sacrifice
kaya
talaga. Kaya kayo mga lalaki meant to sacrifice, no? Ay, doon naman. Siyempre, pag in-imagine ko lang yung ginawa ni Jesus for us, hirap naman ng Lord, parang hirap tapatan. But in small acts of love, I can say, nagagawa naman by God's grace. Diba?
Yes.
Diba? Ang ganda.
Kaya na ako kanina, dada.
I'm liking our conversation. So next in our priorities would be our children or our kids.
So, kasi alam mo, buti nga napag-usapan natin to. Marami kasing mag-asawa yung nakakaranas din ng mga challenges dun sa area na yun. Kasi pag nagkakaanak na, hindi mo rin naman kasi talagang maiwasan na unahin yung anak.
You know that because you're a mom.
It's actually hard. So that's why we have to get reminded. Ako, I have to remind myself that I'm a wife first before I'm a mother. Madaling makalimutan yung responsibilidad sa asawa pag nagkakaanak na eh.
Talaga? Why do you think so?
I think for one, it's the motherly instinct.
Mhm.
'Di ba na syempre yung bata, helpless yun compared to the husband, 'di ba?
Yeah.
For me, na parang kaya mo naman yung sarili mo, unahin ko tong anak ko. Yung
Mhm.
ganon. And it's really a naturalesa. It's really a natural instinct of a mom or of a parent to really look after the needs of the kids more than the needs of the spouse. Yun
So,
nga.
what do you do to avoid yung ganong cases na mas unahin yung anak kaysa sa spouse?
Ako, when I catch myself na gano'n na yun nangyayari, I have to be very mindful, very demure, very cutesy. Hindi, joke lang. Pero you know what? One thing I learned kasi, the reason why I need to prioritize you over the kids is because as a parent, I'm also modeling.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it's important. Kasi it's easy to get away with the fact that I'm prioritizing the kids over you because they're my kids and they need more help than you do.
Mhm.
But if I'm going to be mindful of my role as a parent, prioritizing you as my spouse is actually one way also that I am parenting right. Kasi bakit?
Parenting is more on modeling.
Modeling, why? I have 2 girls and 1 boy. So, if I am not prioritizing your needs because I attend to their needs first, ganun din gagawin nila pag nagkaanak sila. And I wouldn't
Agree.
want that to happen kasi not all men are like you na may intindihan yun.
So, how do you prioritize your spouse over your kids?
Well, I think we agree both naman na yung meron ka talagang set schedule. Kaya, halimbawa, Friday nights should be our date night.
Yes, I agree. Oo nga.
Although sumasablay din tayo dyan minsan.
Oo. Kasi ang dami natin date nights. So, alam mo yun, hindi natin nalagyan ng schedule talaga na fix. Kasi meron tayo lagi.
Yes. Basta ang importante may date nights.
Oo,
Para
pero yeah,
number
tuloy mo
1.
agad sa sayo, mahal.
Number 2 is to really be watch.
Sorry, but it's also important to set aside to set a schedule for dates,
Yes,
Yung priority natin siya. Dati kasi every Friday tayo. It's
Yes.
just that we went through a lot this past months. Kaya,
Babalik tayo
yun na,
dyan.
oo.
Oo, babalik tayo
good thing you
dyan.
reminded me about that.
And also, I think it's also being watchful or being very aware about your spouse's love language.
Mhm.
For example, si Bryce, ang love language ito service. Kahit kaya niya naman pagtimpla yung sarili niya ng kape, kailangan ako yung magtitimpla. Tapos, kadalasan hindi kami sabay ng gising. So, kapag halimbawa, nauna akong gumising, nag-work na akong ganyan, hindi siya iinom ng kape hanggat hindi ako yung nagtitimpla. Pag minsan naman, nauna siyang gumising, tapos na-late ako, kunwari weekend, dahil pag weekend talaga, mahal na mahal ko yung tulog ko eh. Hindi rin siya nagkakape hanggang tanghali, hanggat hindi pa ako gumigising.
Right. Kahit kaya ko magtimpla,
Kahit
guys.
kaya niya
Although there are
magtimpla.
times na sobrang gets ko, sobrang puno ni mami sa meetings and all. Sasabihin ko, ako na to, okay na, ako na mag-coffee. Pero to be
Oo.
honest, deep in my heart, hindi yung gano'ng kasarap. Kasi
Kasi
masasarap yung coffee gawa
kahit
niya.
pareho lang naman na 3-in-1 niya. Kahit pareho lang naman yung ingredients, yung product.
Oo.
Pero ang pinagkaiba lang, siya yung nagtimpla, hindi talaga siya nasasarapan.
Yeah.
So, yun yung love language niya. And yun, talagang yun yung gusto
I
niya.
think I see a bigger picture now, mommy. You prioritize your husband, your wife, by setting aside a schedule talaga regularly na date ninyo. And then, you also make sure na meron din time for the kids. You set aside a time naman or schedule for the kids. Kaya minsan, di ba, may mga dates na kayo-kayo
Mamaya
lang.
yun sa number 3.
Ano naman pa yung usapan natin? Number 3
Children na ba tayo?
Children na tayo,
oo nga.
mami. Ano ba? Sabi sa'yo eh. Kakakapin mo yan eh. So, di ba, you set aside the schedule na kayo-kayo lang, mag-date kayo, di ba? And we do the same. Or, minsan naman, kami lang ni Zed, mag-time zone kami, mag-kizuna.
Individual dates with the
Tapos
children.
kayo naman ng girls. So, I think that's how you prioritize your kids. Yung meron din sila na schedule for them. Di ba? Bukod doon sa schedule nating dalawa.
When it comes to quality time with the kids, it is quality time based on their timing,
Yes.
not yours. Kasi minsan, kunwari lang, magsaset tayo ng schedule na yun yung time na magka-quality time tayo sa kanila, wala na sila sa mood. Lalo kapag younger yung kids. Quality time for the kids is kapag may tanong sila, available ka? Sumagot. When they want to talk to you, you are attentive. Pero minsan talaga, limbawa, you're in the middle of, when I'm in the middle of work, I really couldn't talk to them at that moment. It's just acknowledging that they're coming to me, and then I'll tell them, later tayo, kids ha. I just need to finish this. Siguro, para lang maramdaman nila na hindi sila ignored.
Right.
So that's also one thing. Really being attentive to them when they need you.
I agree. So, okay. So, yeah, that's how we prioritize our kids. Next would be others. Itong others na marami naman. Our relatives, in-laws, work, of course.
Kami, ang stand namin is we don't let work get in the way of our family time.
Yes.
Even before, halimbawa, may opportunity na in-offer sa akin to work abroad. Tapos kapalit nun, hindi ko sila makakasama.
Definitely,
My
it's a no.
conviction is, hindi talaga.
It's a no.
It's a
Yeah.
no. Of course, to some families, magkakaiba naman ng conviction yan. Meron din naman tayong kilala na OFW sila for a long time, pero makikita mo talaga nag-spend sila ng time sa anak nila
Oh,
even
yeah.
virtually.
Yes.
And right now, they're in really good terms. They have a
Yes.
really close relationship with their daughter, even if pareho silang OFW.
Pero sa amin kasi talaga, we made
A pact.
a commitment
Yeah.
to ourselves and to our family na hindi kami lalayo
Sa isa't isa.
sa isa't isa.
Kung ang kapalit ay work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kaya hinindihan namin yung sa Boracay before kasi hindi namin kasama mga kids namin, hindi pa kami ready. Kapag may mga opportunities, mga work opportunities, kapag dinidemand nito na mapalayo kami sa isa't isa, kami kahit mag-asawa lang,
It's a hard no.
it's definitely a no-no, a big no. Some of you might be saying, kasi marami kayong peras, kasi
Ay,
maayos
wala kami pera noon.
Back then, walang-wala kami,
Walang-wala
guys.
kami
And there were
noon.
a lot of times na walang-wala kami talaga.
Mm-mm.
And I was already thinking of going abroad, pero sabi ko hindi eh. Against siya dun sa
Family
priorities
values
namin, sa family
namin.
values namin. Kasi kami talaga guys, kaya kami the Clingy Fam. Before nyo pa kami makilala online, clingy na kami in person. Yun na yung conviction namin dati pa na hindi ako magkatrabaho abroad, iiwan ko yung family ko, is a no-no. Kasi alam naman natin, di ba, in most cases, maraming pagkakataon na ang pamilya nasisira kapag lumalayo yung padre at pamilya o kaya yung mami, magkatrabaho, tapos malayo sa family, malayo sa kids, nasisira. And kapag yung mga kids naman, malayo yung parents, di ba, lumalaki din sila na hindi healthy, emotionally, physically.
May mga negative, may mga positive impact, pero mas marami yung negative impact. Another thing kasi, ang paniniwala namin as a family, if we are going to honor God through our decisions, and that is pag inuna mo yung pamilya mo. Diba kasi para sa amin, gusto ni God yun eh. Naunahin
Yes,
namin
yes.
yung pamilya namin. At kapag ginawa namin yun, that pleases God, and therefore, He is more than capable of supplying our needs.
That's true. That's true.
That's our belief
In
para
fact,
sa
there was
amin.
there was this situation na sa buhay namin 7 years ago or 8 years ago. Iniwan kami ng yaya. Parehas kami nag-work ni mami nito. Nasa corporate kami parehas. I was a training manager. Si mami naman sa
Marketing.
Okay, maganda parehas yung opportunities namin. Pero yung yaya ng mga bata, may late pa sila, iniwan sila bigla. We had to decide. We had to choose kung sino sa amin yung iiwan yung trabaho muna. So ang ginawa namin, ako na nagpaalam kasi mas maganda yung mga benefits niya.
Not only that, kasi at that time, nagkaka-traction na rin yung vlogging. It
Yes, 6
started
months.
kasi as a family hobby.
Yes.
And then eventually,
May
naging
mga
6 months,
nag-sponsor.
may mga nag-sponsor na. Napapansin na yung YouTube channel namin noon. Grabe
Oo,
YouTube.
oo.
YouTube channel namin, napapansin na siya. So, hindi ko naman kayang gawin yung ginagawa ni Bryce
Yes.
na mag-film, mag-edit ng ganun kagaganda.
Yes.
I can only do the basics, hindi pa nga pasado sa kanya.
So kahit na
So-
potential pa lang yung nakikita namin about our social media presence back then, I took the leap of faith na iwan
Yes.
yung trabaho ko. And sabi ko, sige, babantayan ko yung mga bata, ako yung magabantay sa kanila.
Ako mag-work.
Ikaw yung mag-work ng fixed 8 hours a day.
Yes.
Ako, variable, pero hindi varia-varia.
Yeah.
Hindi, pero joke lang guys, back then, barya-barya lang talaga ang kita ko sa YouTube. Pero I had to
Pero-
take that leap of faith na sabi
God will
ko,
supply.
God will provide. Kapag pinili ko itong mga anak ko, kapag inalagaan ko sila, kapag nag-agree kami ni mami na unahin yung mga bata over sa career ko, God will provide. And true enough, guys, grabe. Sunod-sunod yung mga brand partnerships namin.
Grabe
Hanggang
si Lord.
ngayon na,
Ibang klase.
hanggang ngayon, si Sed, alam niyo ba, for so many years, never kami bumili ng diapers niya. Hanggang lumaki siya, kanalakihan niya na nag-diaper siya. Namibigay kami ng diaper kung kani-kanino. All brands ng sabon na try na ni Sed.
Yung playmat
yung
niya.
playpen niya,
Yung
playmat
stroller niya.
Yung stroller niya is one of
Everything
the
is
best.
provided
Everything
by
provided.
God.
So,
Through
tapos,
projects, through vlogging.
yes,
Kaya sobrang thankful din kami actually sa mga naniwala sa amin nung
Of
nagsisimula
course.
pa lang kami. Talagang
of course.
we really couldn't thank
Pero
you
doon mo
enough.
talaga makikita yung kamay ni God na talagang kumilos for our family.
Sobra.
Tapos anong nangyari pa? Ito pa yun ha. Di ba nga, nag-resign ako expecting na mag-grow ko yung channel namin. Imagine guys, kasabayan pa namin sila Will Dasovich. Nasaan sila ngayon? Nauna sila ng konti. Pero
Oo.
pero sa akin, di ba, parang kung sanang ginawa ko na everyday, nag-upload din ako, baka hindi natin alam.
Yeah,
Nasaan na yung
baka-
channel. But
oo
I
nga.
couldn't do that kasi I had to prioritize our kids naman over my work. So I was expecting na matutukan ko yung vlogging, pero ang nangyari, hindi ko natutukan. Pero ang nangyari, alam nyo ba kung ano? Nag-viral pa rin kami. One day, napagod ako sa kakabantay sa kaya, nag-post lang ako ng parang Facebook vlog. Hindi vlog vlog lang. Parang a day in our life lang. Tapos na-pick up ng media, nag-viral, hanggang na-invite na kami sa GMA, ABS-CBN, CNN, ano pa ba? Halos lahat ng TV channel lumabas na kami because of that. And the way I see it, it was because God rewarded yung conviction namin na i-prioritize yung anak namin over work.
Yeah. Amen.
And now, di ba? Until now, grabe yung mga opportunities siya kayo, mga brand collaborations na hindi ko na-expect na ma-experience namin. Pero na-experience namin. And it's all because,
because of God.
And it's all because God saw our hearts na
yeah.
we really wanted to prioritize our kids over everything.
Actually, come to think of it, Dad, parang lahat ng nakakanasan natin ngayon, dahil lang doon sa tinanim talaga natin na leap of faith.
I agree.
7 years ago.
I agree. Diba? Mahirap siya, guys. Hindi siya madali. Kaya nga siya leap of faith. Encouragements na siguro, every parent would come to that point na kailangan mag-decide, no? Kailangan mamili. Choose your kids.
Yeah, there's one thing that we learned actually. You'll never go wrong when you choose your kids.
That's right. That's
over
right.
anything.
That's right. So yun, guys, again, when it comes to priorities, it should be God, spouse, kids, and then others. Yung work, nadlang siya sa others. Ayaw sa gusto natin kahit na yan ang nagkapakain sa atin. Pang-apat lang siya. Ano pang kasama ng work? Relatives. Relatives, yan. Ayan. Ito medyo madalito. Kami, ang conviction namin sa family namin, hindi naman kami pinanganak mayaman. We were not born with silver spoon, gold lang. Hindi, joke lang. Tanso lang yung amin. Oo. Di ba? Hindi tayo pinanganak na mayaman. Even up to now, we're still building our life. Di ba? Nag-iipon pa rin kami. Nagkapayaman pa rin tayo. But, when it comes to relatives, ang conviction namin, halimbawa, mayroong mga kamag-anak na may kailangan ng tulong financially. Kung may sobra kami, magbibigay kami. Kung wala, kung tama lang para sa mga anak namin, para sa amin yung meron kami, sorry, pero hindi kayo magbibigay. Ganun siya kasimple.
Or magbibigay ka ng kaya mo lang.
Ng kaya mo lang, oo.
Ang grocery na lang, di ba? Meron ka manghihiram na 5,000. Yung pera yung, kunwari, pera mo, budget mo talaga yun for groceries.
Ay, sorry, wala talaga. Siguro, ang best na mabibigay mo doon is magbigay ka ng 500 pesos. At least nakapagbigay ka. Kumbaga, sa hindi kaganda ang salita, yung para sa ibang tao, latak na lang ng kung anong nabibigay namin kay spouse, or kay God.
Excess na lang, di naman latak.
Same, latak in Tagalog.
Latak is parang basta.
Kumbaga kami guys, we make sure
excess na lang.
We make sure na pagdating sa pagbibigay sa ibang tao, excess lang nung after na yung magbigay kay God, ma-provide yung kailangan ng spouse, ma-provide yung kailangan ng mga kids, or even yung mga wants ng kids, di ba? Kasi the kids now, especially kami, homeschooled kami, importante sa amin yung travel.
Homeschooled yung mga bata.
Homeschooled yung mga anak namin. So, importante sa amin yung mga pagta-travel. Importante sa amin yung bumibili sila ng mga bagay related sa passion nila. So, importante yun. So, kung may excess lang sa mga yon, saka lang namin mabibigyan yung iba. Okay, so that's it. I like our kwentuhan today.
Yes, ako din.
Wala tayong format, walang it's just purely heart and and God's grace.
Amen.
So thank you, Lord. So thank you for listening, guys. Thank you for joining us. I hope to see you on the next episodes. Usap tayo again soon. Bye.
That's it for this episode. Again, you are tuning in to Omni and Bryce, the family podcast. If you like this podcast, share it with your friends and don't forget to tag us on our social media at Omni and Bryce.
Usap tayo ulit soon.